I have a girl that changed into a child. My little girl Amay is presently Kai. It's sort of diverting, man. I'm sorry, brother, such that I will likely never see again. Someone stuck the universe of satire is no more bizarre to debate. And with regards to joke artists, pushing the limits, Dave Chapelle is frequently at the very front of the conversation. In a new wind individual comic, Marlon Wayne ventured into the spotlight, supposedly getting down on Chapelle for his interpretation of transsexual issues, especially with regards to his own family. During a genuine meeting with a noose, in 2022, Marlon Wayne shared his viewpoint on Chapelle's humor, strikingly tending to the comic's supposed joke of the transsexual local area. Wayne's known for his fast mind and sincere sentiments didn't keep down when gotten some information about the delicate subject. Wayne's started by recognizing the variety of comedic tastes, stressing that not every person would resound with Chapelle's style, and that is entirely okay. He said, I believe that as a comic you need to talk your reality. And you don't need to lounge around having discussions in municipal events about a joke, brother. This is a joke on the off chance that you could do without my humor. Don't come to my show, don't tune in anyway. While perceiving the uniqueness of comedic articulation, Waynes clarified that he doesn't line up with Chapelle's perspectives on transsexual issues, despite the fact that they share a companionship. Some of me and my dearest companions don't figure the same. Me and Dave, we don't figure the same. I disagree with what he was talking about yet. I discovered some of it amusing. My little girl, Amay Zachary Waynes, is gay, so I comprehend what he's talking about yet. I likewise comprehend according to a dad's viewpoint, where I can convey that joke diversely. Waynes accepts that all humorists ought to reserve the option to express your real thoughts and have the right to speak freely of discourse, regardless of whether individuals will not necessarily concur with what said. Chapelle can't mend the world. There's nothing left but to cause you to feel distinctively about it, make you snicker. Said ways, that is all our responsibility is to do. Certain individuals think Wayne wasn't as annoyed by Chapelle's jokes before on the grounds that they thought Kai was gay, not transsexual, yet presently Kai has emerged as transsexual. And that would change how Waynes feels about Chapelle's jokes. This change in Kay's character could lead Waynes to reconsider his capacity to bear Chapelle's humor. The jokes that were once seen with tolerance could now hit nearer to home, provoking Waynes to defy the potential hurt they could cause for his kid and the more extensive transsexual local area. As a dad, Wayne might feel an elevated liability to face any type of joke or ridicule that could adversely influence Kai or others, like her, for setting in his appearance on the Morning Meal Club Friday. Marlon Wayans uncovered that his most seasoned kid is transsexual. I have a little girl that changed into a child. My little girl, Amaya, is currently Kai. Wayans then discussed what that experience resembled for him as a parent and how he intends to address it in a forthcoming parody. Exceptional, possibly named Rainbow Kid might change as a parent, going from obliviousness and refusal to finish total, unqualified love. An acknowledgement, he said, of his thought for the exceptional, adding that he trusts opening up will assist different families through comparative circumstances. I with believing there's a ton of guardians out there who need to have that message. And I realize I'm managing it, he said, uncovering that it's been an extremely difficult circumstance for me, yet it's one of the most mind-blowing, most interesting long periods of satire I might at any point envision. He said, of the extraordinary in progress. Ways commended Kai as splendid and the most very much read the savviest Wayne, and said while he conceded he isn't generally an ideal parent, he actually cherished them as a parent. I simply maintain that my children should be free. I believe that they should be free in soul, free in thought, allowed to act naturally. Waynes likewise uncovered that his forthcoming unique, which he prodded will be called Skittles or Rainbow Kid, was acted before significant world pioneers. The choice to play out his set about Kai for the gathering was one he made purposefully at that large of a group, And I felt like I maintained that should do this put here since it's vital to me Wayne, shared what's essential to me satire, what's critical to me my kids, what do I love, and what's significant is change Wayne proceeded. With I thought thus all you world pioneers that is having this culmination. I believe you should figure about these individuals in this neural connection and how to be comprehensive of this cutting edge since I see a ton of silver hair here yet these children that we managing their unique, and we can't have our prior ways, and hope to do new things, so kindly hub the new back in June 2019. Wayne observed Kai through Instagram after they emerged as an individual from the gut. In addition to local area, cheerful pride, to my unparalleled delight, he subtitled a photograph of Kai brandishing rainbow sole tennis shoes. I wouldn't transform one effing thing about you love you to the moon around the sun through the systems. And back again in the meantime fans have hailed Marlon for supporting Kai. Thank you Marlon, the world requirements, more dads like you one fan, composed a subsequent fan added, expresses gratitude toward Marlon for imparting your story to us. I'm so pleased with you and her yet. Not every person feels as such you see Dave Chapelle purportedly feels that being transsexual is amusing their conceived feeling, like there's some different option from their brought into the world, and that is somewhat entertaining. Yet that is not all Dave Chappelle's 2021 Netflix extraordinary. The nearer blended critical discussion, the unique confronted a blast of analysis for Chappelle's jokes focusing on the gut in addition to local area, and his public help for J.K. Ree, who herself has confronted allegations of transphobia. Chappelle's self-statement as a trans-exclusionary, revolutionary women's activist herf, in the nearer further filled the warmed conversations, encompassing his perspectives on transsexual issues. They dropped J.K. rolling my god. Strongly she said orientation was truth the trans local area flew off the handle as they began calling her a TERF. I'm group TERF the comic said in The Extraordinary, which is one of the most watched bits of content on the streaming site at the time. Orientation is a reality each person in this room, each individual on Earth needed to go through the legs of a lady to be on Earth. This is a reality, Chapelle added prior to saying that trans ladies' genitalia are not exactly what it is towards the finish of the nearer Chapelle. Kidded that he would never again make jokes that focus on the gut, in addition to local area, saying I'm not making one more quip about you until we are both certain that we are chuckling together. I'm letting you know it's done. I'm finished discussing it, he said. All I request from your local area, with all modesty if you don't mind, kindly quit punching down on my kin, he said concerning Debab and other dark VIPs. For example, Kevin Hart, who have confronted analysis for homophobic remarks. Following the arrival of this unique, there were calls from Olympic promoters, individual comics, Netflix representatives, and civil rights associations to pull the extraordinary Jacqueline Moore, a chief maker of Netflix's show Dear White Individuals, reported that she will as of now not be working with Netflix after Chapelle extraordinary contending that the organization quote-unquote keeps on putting out and benefit from unmitigatedly and perilously transphobic content. Happy Media Checking Association that was established as a dissent against disparaging inclusion of the LGBT people group, tweeted Dave Chappelle's image, has become inseparable from deriding trans individuals and other minimized networks anyway. Netflix remained by Chapelle in a letter got by the Virgin Assortment Netflix president Ted Sarandos. Let workers know that the unique will stay accessible to stream. We don't permit titles on Netflix that are intended to prompt disdain or savagery. And we don't completely accept that the nearer goes too far. Certain individuals view the craft of stand-up as cowardly, yet our individuals appreciate it. And it's a significant piece of our substance. Offering Sandoz composed Netflix suspended 3 representatives for going to a virtual gathering of chiefs to examine the extraordinary without telling the gathering coordinator ahead of time. Among them was Terrafield, a trans senior computer programmer, who had freely censured the unique, and Netflixer suspension was subsequently switched around 65 demonstrators, including Netflix representatives. And trans supporters partook in a leave-in dissent of Netflix's help of the nearer. The demonstrators approached Netflix to recruit more trans and non-twofold leaders, and asset more trans and non-parallel ability. Chapelle later tended to pundits at a show in Nashville, showing up close by Joe Rogan, the digital broadcast who's been scrutinized for excusing the viability of immunizations and utilizing racial slurs among different discussions. Chapelle delivered recordings on his Authority Instagram account from the set in which he apparently tended to the trans representatives at Netflix who took an interest in the leap over the nearer, it appears. As though I'm the one in particular.